Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Wednesday, March 5th, 2025. As usual, if they cut me off, I will come right back. So just be ready for that. Anyway, look, man, post market wrap up, and I mean, we have a lot to cover. A market today, a stock market, which really came back, and most of you probably know what happened. Huge news with regard to, first of all, no surprise to anybody, the economic news is abysmal. But with this issue with tariffs, is really, I think, what moved the market today was Trump's kind of recoil from tariffs on Canada and Mexico. And I really believe, and look, man, I know that we all know they watch the stock market. Believe me, President Trump is watching the stock market. It really matters. It's a big part of keeping the illusion real. Watching right now what is happening to the dollar, it's huge. With regard to the stock market, President Trump is not liking this. On top of everything else, people are complaining, they're unhappy, prices are rising, the cost of living is out of control. But if they can manage to keep the stock market propped up, people seem to forget about a lot of things. This is what people do. People realize, okay, you know what? I'm paying more for this product. I'm paying more for that product, but my 401k plan is offsetting that because my investments are rising. This is really a mentality of a vast amount of people. So they kind of justify, okay, you know what? It's all right. Prices are going up, but I can offset that with my investment plan. What's in your investment plan? For those people who have that kind of mentality, it's not there. This is fantasy land, all built on the back of oceans of debt, artificially suppressed rates, currency purchasing power destructions. I kind of go on and on and on and on. All right, but that's what people they do. I hear from people. I hear from people every day, and this is a common theme I've been hearing, especially as of late. Well, Greg, don't worry about it. President Trump has it under control. So what if we pay more for this, that, and the other thing? Because my investments are doing well. I understand that the stock market really isn't too far off of new record highs. And I've already told you guys and girls, the mechanism in place here for a very long time has been crush the economy and the stock market will go up. The same mechanism is responsible for both things. You know what I'm talking about here. Artificially suppressed rates destroys the purchasing power of the currency. That is an economic wrecking machine, but it props up the stock market. So what do you think is, obviously propping up the stock market is a priority. 90% of the 1 and 2 percenters own 90% of the stock market. You get it? So wreck the economy, crush everybody along with it. Don't worry about it. Let's keep that stock market up. You see what I'm talking about? Anyway, let's get down to business here. What drove look, this is where we ended up. Higher across the board. Nicely higher across the board. Pretty good. But what drove this? This was the biggest factor I'm going to show you on top of the economic news. And I'm going to tell you why that was good news for the stock market. But this was the biggest news as to why the stock market took off. Trump is now delaying Canada and Mexico tariffs on automobiles. Now, this gets bigger. Trump is now obviously exemptions on what I just showed you, but there could be more coming. President Trump is weighing on further exemptions here. So, I mean, some people are very unhappy about this. All right, we were going to fight. We were going to win. Now, all of a sudden, we get a recoil. The recoil, in my opinion, really, and I'm not putting down President Trump, man. I'm not putting anybody down. I'm telling you what I believe. You guys and girls are entitled to think of whatever you want. The stock market and the dollar played a big role into why President Trump backed off. It's his Achilles heel. The world knows that. You know that. The guy was rah about the stock market as debt was skyrocketing beyond anyone's wildest dreams during his last tenure. It was all fake. It was an economy built on oceans of debt. If you look at the money velocity through Trump's entire tenure, from Obama all through Trump, all through Biden, the rate at which cash is moving through the economy was slowing and slowing and slowing and slowing. You can't have a normally functioning economy or anything if the rate at which cash is moving through the economy is dropping. So it was all fake. Everyone thought it was a great economy. It was not. It was built on oceans of debt. And now we're starting to see that money velocity kick up. A phenomenon we have covered here from years ago would eventually happen. And that's why we're seeing inflation right now. Anyway, so the biggest thing was Trump's recoil on tariffs with regard to, we're getting squeezed, obviously, and Trump doesn't like the fact that both Canada and Mexico were hitting back pretty hard. I believe, look, man, I'm not putting Trump down. Maybe what's going to happen here is we're going to get world leaders together in a room. They're going to figure out a better way, which I've been telling you, tariffs are not the way. And I got beat up. I've gotten destroyed over this. See, but most people, when Trump was talking about tariffs, I'm tariff man. We were rich in the 1800s when we were doing tariffs. First of all, a lot of that stuff was just all nonsense. I think it's a completely different environment. But what Trump didn't say to anybody during those rallies, was, we have to expect that other nations are going to hit back. Not one syllable through the entire campaign about that. So people had no idea. People really don't understand the system. It's pretty obvious. So with that, Trump would not tell people the truth that we're going to get hit back. And then you got, again, Trump's recoiled today. I'm happy that this happened because maybe it'll bring world leaders to some kind of place where they realize that you and I are going to pay for this. So we're going to pay for this a lot more. So let me move on. Here we go. 8 Fed districts report flat or negative growth. We are in a lot of trouble with the economy. Now, it wouldn't have mattered again if Cackling Kamala, whatever the freak we want to call her, I'm not calling anyone's names anymore, would have been selected. It doesn't matter. We're on a path to destruction, and this is run by central banks. You may think it's presidents that run the economy. It's kings and monarchs, and no, it's central banks that run monetary policy. Central banks, therefore, run the financial system. They run the markets. They run everything else. You understand? Geopolitics plays right into this, obviously. Wall Street's in bed with Washington. That's the way it works. You want a clear advantage? Here, there's proof for you. And look what happened to the stock market. Trump backing off across the board, delaying tariffs again. I mean, come on, man. You make up your mind one way or the other, President Trump. Just stick to your freaking guns. Or is it all about the stock market? Really? We all know that it's all about the stock market, sir. Anyway, look, man. So, oh boy. Oh yeah. So 8 Fed districts here. Economy is in dire shape. Now, I've explained to all of you that what's happening on the federal level with regard to jobs losses is going to bleed off right into the private sector. It's already happening. Private employers added just 77,000 jobs. This is, they were expecting, hold on a minute. Who is this? I got to call this person back. Let me just get rid of this for a second. Here, read this again. Private employers added just 77,000 jobs. Now, this is what was anticipated. Private companies added just 77,000 new workers for the month, well off what they were expecting. They were expecting 148,000. Now, you see this poll I'm taking right now? This is very disturbing to me. Do you believe that your job may be at risk if the economy continues to slow, which it's going to, and we haven't seen nothing yet? 48% of you say your job may be at risk. That breaks my freaking heart. Only 28% saying their job is secure. Now, I'm telling you right now, you guys can cheer and yell and scream and think we're winning here because Trump says so with regard to what's happening here on the federal level with regard to jobs. Every time you cheer like that, realize that you're in a lot of trouble. It's coming for you too. What's happening here, there is no way, period, to stop what's happening on the federal level to bleed off into the private sector. And it already is. This is on Trump. Okay, now this stuff is switching from the creature Biden, the beautiful man Biden to the beautiful man Trump. You understand? And that's the way it's going to go. And I think at least I hope that we're on the same page. Now, I want to talk a little bit more here. You're going to love this. You're really going to freaking love this. So again, we heard from another Federal Reserve beautiful person. They're not creatures, they're not things, they're not vomitous masses, nor are they pukes anymore. Okay. So Fed President Williams here signals he is content to hold rates. Okay. At March. I'm already telling you that this is not going to last. We're getting rate cuts moving forward, and I'm going to prove it to you. The Federal Reserve and the European Central Bank work in lockstep. Lockstep. Well, this is what is going to happen here. European Central Bank is expected to cut rates. They are going to cut rates. Whether it's tomorrow, the next day, next meeting, or they're cutting rates, believe me. And then the Fed's going to follow suit. So when you hear something like this, a beautiful person who has your best interest in mind come out and tell you this, you know it's a lie. Now, central banks continue to buy gold as if it's going out of style here. In January, central banks loading up on gold. They're betting against their own system, like you and I have been doing since time immemorial. Now, this is kind of interesting, what I'm going to show you. Now, let me just start off with this. I do not trust our U.S. Treasury Secretary. I think the man is a liar of the highest order, and then some. All right. President Trump, to his credit, did clarify last night that we are going to feel the pinch from tariffs. Okay. Well, maybe not so much now that he's recoiled from some of it, at least. During right up until yesterday or last night, this guy, Besant, was telling us we were not going to feel a pinch from tariffs. Did you believe that? How many of you for a nanosecond believe that was true? Not one of you, not one. I know that. But again, there's no accountability, none, zero. So our Treasury Secretary has something for you, and I think you're going to like it. I don't really believe that, but here we go. The United States is appointing an affordability czar. So let me just read this to you. Are you ready? Read that headline. You're going to get an affordability czar. An affordability czar. That's what you're going to get. It's going to help you. You know that because the government, when they come knocking on your door, they say, we're here to help you. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is now creating an affordability council to tackle rising prices. You notice, well, let me finish this. Plans are to appoint an affordability czar to create an affordability council. So the czar comes first, then comes the council to address high prices in the United States. This is garbage. This ain't helping us at all because I'm telling you what this is not. What's missing here? What's missing here? Tackling the purchasing power of the currency because this guy wants lower rates. In fact, he actually said, and look this up for yourself if you don't believe Greg, because Greg is lying to you right now. He said, let's let the Fed off the hook and just work on getting that 10-year yield down. What he won't tell you, because he's a liar of the highest possible order, George Soros' protege. Oh, you don't believe me on that? Why would Trump pick this guy? Well, maybe you should make up your own mind about that. Not putting down Trump, but maybe you should think about it. But anyway, this beautiful creature of a man, this is not going to help you. Okay. The purchasing power of the currency is going up in smoke. Now, speaking about the dollar, let's talk about the dollar. Now, oh gosh, this is in your inbox right now. If you subscribe to my newsletter, free to everybody, link in the description of this video. Now, I wrote Lions. This is a problem. Lions, here we go. Theoretically, we should be seeing the U.S. dollar strengthen against other currencies in light of tariffs and economic warfare. Generally, the dollar is seen as a safe haven. Can we agree on that? Good. Okay. Now, below, right here, is a snapshot of the dollar relative strength. We actually finished much lower than that. So the dollar got weaker on a relative strength basis. We should be seeing the opposite of this. Now, look at what I wrote. To me, it says the dollar is in trouble, which means we are in trouble. What did I write here? Anyway, which means we as American citizens are in trouble. And how are you reading this? And I wrote, you can't ignore economic reality. I write little notes to myself, because I'm old. I'm turning into like a senior citizen over here. Now, with regard to the dollar on a relative strength basis, I'm going to talk to you about this. This is going back to January 13th of this year. Look at what's been happening to the dollar relative strength. It's literally falling off of a cliff. Now, again, we should not be seeing this unless, of course, there is something else going on that we already know what it is, man, you and me. The thing is coming apart. The system is being taken apart. Nobody wants our dollars. Nobody wants our dollars. Nobody wants our products. And the United States is being erased from the map. You understand? It is. So get hip to what's going on. The United States is just done. And unless things change, and I don't foresee that happening at all, I'll be honest with you, this could continue. Now, just for myself, and of course I share this stuff with you. This is also in your inbox, okay? I did an in-depth breakdown of the dollar index. Now, for those of you that would like to see my breakdown, and you don't have to be an expert to read this, the way I put it together. I wrote exactly the breakdown of what's happening here with the dollar. I put up support levels. I put up Fibonacci levels. I gave you my synopsis at the end. There is a link in the description of this video. Link to my website. Click on that and just scroll down. You're going to see it's in red, my entire breakdown of what's happening here with the dollar and what we could look forward to. Because I'm just telling you right now, there's a few scenarios that can play out. And I outlined it all again right here. Link in the description of this video. Free to everybody. Do you know what you would get me charged for this kind of stuff, man, if you had to hire someone to do this? But the best things in life are free. And I got your back. I got your back always. You know that. Anyway, look, I hope you guys are understanding what's happening. The dollar, in my view, right now, is honestly sending us a very ominous, and I'm looking for something right now where I put it, powerful sign. That downtrend that I just showed you, if I'm trying to find it, I can't find it. This mess around here. Since January, this should not be happening. We should be seeing the opposite. We should be seeing the dollar comparatively strengthen, but we're not. We're seeing the polar opposite. This is not a good sign for the United States of America. But again, a lot of it is world don't want the dollar. World don't want our products. The United States is being isolated. We're being shunned from the rest of the world here. We're not making any friends. Let me tell you that right now. And that's a problem. That's a problem. Again, for those of you that may be getting triggered here or anything like that, I'm not putting down President Trump. You cannot ignore reality. Reality is what it is. And if you can't see what I'm lining up for you, how it doesn't connect together, then it's not on me, man. It's on you. And I am doing all I can and then some to make this easy for you. And, just real quick, with regard to my website, and it's free to everyone. You're going to see every day a breakdown of the S&P 500 and probably something else. I'm probably going to do gold. I'm probably going to do silver. I'm going to do crude oil, all this stuff there. So utilize this resource because it's free. It's 100% free for you. And it will always be free for you. All right. Because I believe, thank you, Carlos, that we all got to take care of each other. And what you do for others bleeds off into the bigger cosmos or whatever you say. But if I kept this all to myself, how would that benefit anybody? It wouldn't. Anyway, look, that's the kind of a situation that we're in right now. We covered a lot of stuff here. So global debt is a big, Jonathan, you're on it, bro. We're dead. The global debt problem is a nightmare, but you're not being told. No one, Scott Besson is going to tell you. No world leader is going to tell you. That no one wants to pay the piper here. Now they're looking at this 100-year bonds, which pay no coupon. I mean, this is, again, look, man, the Mar-a-Lago Accord. That's what it's called. It's an interesting name. All it is a debt restructuring idea. I already went over this with you 1,000 times already. It's a way to kick the can down the road for 100 years. It's an amazing thing that anyone would even go for this, but what's happening here? And you can look this up for yourself. Foreign investors are given an ultimatum. If they do not, this isn't written in stone yet, but I want you to think about this, Jeffrey. Yeah, it's pretty wild, right? Anyway, So foreign investors are holding large amounts of U.S. debt here are being told, if in fact you do not take your bonds that you own now and then transfer them to these 100-year bonds, we are not going to get paid anything. So it's almost like having a gun to the head because we can't pay it. You understand? This is a desperate move, in my opinion, to show the world how absolutely insolvent we are. That's just why no one wants our dollar. Are you starting to see the picture of how this all ties together? The Mar-a-Lago Accord, this debt restructuring scheme here is telling the world we are in so much trouble. You can't even imagine how much trouble we're in here, that we can't pay our debts. It's exploding. You can only imagine what's going to happen with regard to debts and deficits moving forward. The dollar is dying. Nobody wants it. We should be seeing the polar opposite with regard to relative strength. I mean, come on, guys and girls. This is literally the most basic economic and finance stuff that you could learn. This is literally finance economics 101 stuff. That's kind of where we're at, man. Anyway, look, is there anything you guys and girls want to talk about before we get out of here? I was trying to find something for you, but it's like, I'm gonna clean this place up. I swear I'm going to. I really am. I don't know when, but it's coming at one point. Whatever. You guys and girls want to talk about anything here? Shannon, look it up, bro. I talked about the Mar-a-Lago Accord here. There are a couple of newsletters I put. As a matter of fact, there's a nice piece right now in the Trends Journal, which I wrote. You guys get all this stuff first, man. Greg takes care of his own, okay? Greg takes care of his own. We take care of each other. So whatever information that I put out there, you guys and girls get it first because you're part of my family as far as I'm concerned. Yes. With regard to JEPQ, look, man, this pays a big, fat, beautiful monthly dividend. And I don't believe that, look, man, I could be wrong on this. I'm not saying that we can't be cautious. Let's put this together. This question about JEPQ. Absolutely. Okay. The market is not crashing. What we have here is a corrective phase. The market's going to adjust to this. We just got this issue, or Trump pulling back from tariffs on Canada, Mexico, whatever's going to come out of it, we're going to see. Is he going to reinstate it again, then pull it back, then reinstate it again and pull it back? It's starting to look really bad. He's got to stick to his guns and forget about the stock market. The reason for why this happened was honestly because of the stock market and the dollar. Trump is watching this. The man went to Wharton Business School, unless he forgot it all or he had someone else take his test for him. What I explained to you, he knows as well. All right. The man is fixated on the stock market. I'm not putting him down. For those of you that are going to get triggered, we all know that from his last tenure here. You understand? So he doesn't like what he's seeing. He figured, hey, you know what? Let's let this balance out here. He needs to fix something. We need to fix the dollar here. Scott Bessent's czar here, price control czar out there, ain't gonna work. Okay, we got to fix the currency. You all know that. Scott Bessent doesn't seem to know this, and I do not believe at all that Scott Bessent has your best interest in mind at all. You are nothing, zero to that man or other people here that are around. It's absolutely true. I think we're both on the same page. At least I hope so. All of us are on the same page, and there's a lot of people here right now. That's kind of where we are. Still in Dash. Absolutely, dude. There's no doubt about it. I'm in a whole bunch of cryptos. You all know that. I still think we all need to have some exposure to cryptocurrency. I don't know another way to say this, guys and girls, to you. Anyway, look. Back to a gold standard, Jonathan. I wish, bro. Ain't happening. Ain't happening. We're being pushed further and further away. It's an incredible thing. It's very sad. Anything else? Look, lava. I think we're on tomorrow, right? The Atlantic Underground. We're going to be on Lava and I are going to be on the Atlantic Underground tomorrow. It should be fun. Anyway, guys and girls, my top 10 dividend stocks. Maybe that's something I'll put up for you on my website. I would have to look into that. It's a good question, but I couldn't really blast off 10 for you right now. Cult leader. It looks like tariffs are off, at least now. Not everything. Trump has already backtracked. There's no tariffs on automobiles. There's going to be more, it looks like. We'll see where this goes here. But I hope the man sticks to his guns one way or the other. Either Trump needs to say, okay, everyone, we're going with tariffs, and that's what we're going to do because it's great. He said they were great 1,000 million times during the campaign. Now it doesn't look like it's so great because, again, he didn't think that people were going to hit back. Did Trump honestly not believe that other nations were going to hit back? He didn't tell you that, which means maybe he didn't know it. I doubt that. Let me say this too. I believe Trump is a smart guy. I really do. There is no way that President Trump did not understand that this would be a free-for-all. In other words, he can do what he wants and other nations were not going to hit back. Now that he sees it, I don't think he likes it, but he had to know it. He had to know it was going to happen. Looks like he's not liking it. Okay, but we'll see. But this is okay, though. I don't want, look, man, you guys and girls can look at this two ways. You can condemn President Trump over it, or you could say this might be something positive. I'm a kind of an optimistic guy, believe it or not. I try to tell you the truth, and the truth isn't very good. But I would like to think that the reason why President Trump has just recoiled on his tariffs with Mexico and Canada is because maybe these leaders are going to come together and come to a better solution. This was never the solution. Never, ever was this the solution. It sounded great during the whole run-up to the presidential election selection. It sounded great. Red hats, rah, 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 we're going to win, win, win. Doesn't look like it too much. Okay, I'm sorry. You have to admit you were duped. A lot of people were duped. It was the heat of the moment, Not true. Again, I got brutalized. I got attacked. I already told you it wasn't the right thing to do. As you can see, I'm not looking to toot my own horn here, but it was wrong. It's not the right thing to do. You may think Trump is smarter than me, and maybe he is, but I'm telling you something else. Maybe he's not, or smarter than anybody else. But that's kind of the way we're going, man. Anyway, we, guys and girls, are going to, for a brief time, part ways. We're going to part ways for a little bit. All right, that doesn't mean we don't like each other or anything. Now, look, if you are interested, and I'd like you guys and girls to look at this, even if you're not a stock market person. With regard to the dollar, this is a major issue, and there are multiple dynamics in play here. Now, if you're interested in getting a perspective on where this might go, I couldn't have made this easier for you. Like I said, there is a link in the description of this video. Click on that. When you click on that, you're going to see my evaluation of the S&P 500. I broke that down for you. Then right under that, in red, you're going to see my take on the dollar. I would love to hear from you on that. If you happen to look at it, please place a comment here, especially those of you that are like maybe currency traders or into the market or whatever, or even if you're not, we're all in the market. Do you realize you're in the market even if you're not? If you're out there working for central bank issued notes, dollars, which are tradable assets here, you're in the market, even if you're not in the market. You understand? You can't get away from it. Exactly. It's all politics, man. It's all freaking politics. And you're right, Henry. This thing, this Scott Bessent here, and I'm being called a homophobe. Okay, the guy is gay. He's married to a man. All right, I don't give a damn. I'm telling you right now, it has nothing to do. My perspective on Scott Bessent has zero to do that he is a gay man married to a man. I don't give a damn. If he's the right guy for the job, put him there. That's my take on it. But I'm telling you, look into this guy. Don't take my word for nothing. He is a George Soros protege. He does not have your best interest in mind. That's just my take. And you guys and girls are entitled. Thank you, Dr. Rizwan. I appreciate that. You're a doctor, man. You should know what you're doing right now. Don't ask me. I'm just a guy here with an attitude and a beard. All right, guys, I love you so much, and thanks for listening to me and letting me vent here, because if it weren't for you guys and girls, I think I would probably lose my ever-loving freaking mind here. And that's kind of it. All right, I will see you guys and girls in the morning. All right, well, I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you on all the stuff we talked about. I hope you guys and girls check out what I wrote with regard to the dollar. I want you guys and girls, if you can, Greg, you're right, you're wrong, whatever it might be. Look, man, I don't know everything. Man, I tell you, I don't know freaking anything here. I mean, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, is kind of crazy. I do believe I understand the markets. I do believe I understand the economy. And I believe we all do, because we're all part of this thing that we've built. And I'm very proud of that. All right, so people, I'm going to let you off with this. If I've earned you a thumbs up, I would appreciate that. Please comment here. Get this stuff out there. My stuff is being shadow banned across the board. Again, I know this by the impressions. I can check the statistics on the videos, and my impressions are now like in the freaking toilet. Why? You tell me. They don't want people to hear this stuff because maybe somebody will wake up. Maybe we'll wake up somebody today. But that comes down to you guys and girls. You got to share this stuff. When I ask you to share, all of a sudden, bang, it changes everything. It's you. It's you guys. It's you girls who make this happen. Ain't me. I'm just a guy sitting here. All right. Love you from the heart. See you later. Please, people, take care of yourselves. And as I always say as of late, maybe even more importantly, we take care of each other and the whole world. We can change it for the good. All right. I'll see you.